watch the recording.
All right, so I believe we are recording now. Do you guys see it?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so I kind of just made up a list, going through what we could talk about tonight. I'm figuring that the first meeting of the month, the one that we have on the first Monday, will typically be going over that monthly focus, what's happening this month, what Kathy did at this past time, and then recognition for the month before. That will pretty much fill the first Monday of the month every time. And then the second Monday of the month, I wanted to keep this one in here because a whole month going by is a lot of time to lose focus, I think, so that's why I wanted this meeting to be still in here. Meeting twice a month back when we all had to go to someone's house, that was a lot. That was kind of asking a lot, but now that we're online and you only have to spend 45 minutes to an hour as opposed to a couple hours driving and blah, so anyway, second meeting I will always have an agenda of sorts, but I also want it to be that meeting for here's what I'm having trouble with. Does anybody, that kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so to start off, I just wrote down, let's toot your horn kind of thing. So tell us what's happening, what's going good that kind of can help encourage. So Deb, you're smiling. Does that mean you have something good? Or
I'm laughing because I haven't done anything yet this month.
Okay, that's all right. It's early this month. I feel like I'm in one month on a bang with, then the next month sometimes is later in the month before you get that stuff in. So,
well, this first couple of weeks was crazy busy for me with other stuff. So my goal is to start making calls tomorrow, and I have a couple potential hostesses that I think I can get to do a virtual by the end of the month. So I should have some sales, but I don't know where I'll be.
I know. Isn't that the beauty of the whole virtual business?
It is. You can put them together faster and nobody has to clean their house. They like it.
A few years ago, if I didn't have shows already and had no sales so far, I would have probably just I would have really been in a bad way. So
we also had a really big golf event on Saturday with 110 women, and I did mini catalog inserts in all their goodie bags. So
cool.
I've already gotten one message from somebody today wanting to book a party this month. So
well, there's an example of everything you do. See if you can put the twist in of mentioning him. And it's not sneaky. It's not, when people get together, they talk about where they work a lot, and so it's your work. So that's great tip and those mini catalogs, a lot of times we throw them away at the end of the season.
So yeah, I usually buy them and use 3 and throw the rest away. But unfortunately, I didn't order them till the beginning of September, so they only came Thursday, and I had to do the stuffing myself because I couldn't get them to them.
At least they're in everyone's hands somehow now.
Yes.
All righty. Emily, how are you doing? Because I know your month was the same way, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, Deb, I'm in the same boat with you. I don't have anything submitted yet. The last couple weeks, I just haven't been feeling very good and haven't really been putting in the time. But I have 3 parties going on right now that just started today, and then I've got one next week. So I'm hopeful that the end of the month will maybe make up for the lack thereof at the beginning.
You might even get another booking or 2 next week from these shows.
Mm-hmm.
Blender or the quick cooker or something.
Yeah, and that's another thing I plan to do this week on top of my shows is reach out. How I got the 3 for this week, I literally messaged people one night last week, and I just sent the message that you told me about, that I have saved in my phone, about being a tester, and I swear that message gets bookings. I think it's just something about people feeling like they're just a tester, so if the party doesn't go well, it's okay. They don't really feel the pressure, because every time I send that message out, rather than just like, hey, do you want to host a show? I always get bookings from it. So I plan on doing that every night, really, if I can.
Thanks for bringing that up, because every time I've had the best success getting bookings quickly, it's using the exact words. So if you're listening to the recording and you want those words, let one of us know, because all you have to do is tweak the very beginning of it and tweak the end of it, because sometimes it has a date in it or somebody's name or whatever. But yeah, that's how I got the 2 that I have this week. Cause we went on vacation last week and I left and had none. And I shot that right before we left. And so on the vacation, I had to set up the shows and everything so they start today. But it was, they were like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, that's usually what it is.
You know, yeah. And the fun thing is one of them is so tech challenged. She goes, I'm very tech challenged. I'm like, oh, we're in a real good spot here. But so am I. So and having fun being tech challenged together. And that's great. You know, I'm like, hey, let's just see what happens between the 2 of us. We might have something. So I'm going to share, I'll toot Emily Eden's horn for her because she has already over 1,800 sales submitted. And I think she has 3 shows going on as her 2nd month. And she's been to 23 last month, so she's approaching that $5,000 mark. And so we're just so excited for her. She's gotten the egg cooker, the little skinny scraper. She's gotten the saute pan, or the little small skillet. She's gotten the stir fry skillet. And the knife set is very close and within reach. So that's so exciting. I told her, I said, okay, if you were on the call, and you guys might have seen some of it in the messaging, I would have said, hey, tell us what you're doing. You know, because even if you're new, if you're having that kind of success, you're obviously doing something. So I'm just going to read her words that she sent to me. So she said, all right, my biggest thing is focusing on customer service. I talk with my hostess and / customers and get to know them and find connections. I also check in with them about their orders / needs, do my best to make things work out for them. To get bookings, I message everyone. Literally, I message every single person that joins my groups, whether they participated or not. I've also started messaging straight from comments. Remind me to talk to you guys about that if you don't already know that. Messaging straight from the comments, which has gotten me a couple of bookings so far. Still messaging from my last 2 parties, so hopefully I can fill up my calendar. My next goal is to go back and message or text all of the folks that have ordered to check in with them and see if they'd like to host, recheck with those that asked me to check back in a couple weeks or months, and re-message those that ignored my first message about hosting. My to-do list is long, but hoping it continues to pay off. So I think I love all those words, and I mean, we've all heard them before, but it's nice to hear them again.
Well, and the short answer is she's working it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we all know we can do it. And if we're not getting the results we want, it's typically not because we aren't doing things and it's not working. It's because we're not doing things. Because like live shows, sometimes was a little different because you might have 6 to 10 people. That's all you had really to get in touch with. Virtuals, you've got sometimes 20 to 30, even if they're not really participating, they were in the show. Still reach out to them. And again, most of them ignore you. And she and Emily and I talked about that. And I said, even those that ignore you, they're not necessarily ignoring you like, oh my gosh, it's Emily, I don't want to listen to her. They got your message when they couldn't reply. And so therefore, whether they meant to get back with you or not, they've forgotten by now. So it's worth reaching out to them again. So that's where she was saying, I'm going to reach out to the ones that ignored me. And when you keep that little notebook, it kind of does help you know who you've already contacted, who you actually talked to, you know, so you kind of know what message to send to you. And that just kind of goes to the whole time and set it aside. Like, I'm going to do half an hour. I'm going to do an hour. I'm going to do whatever it is. I'm going to do 15 minutes. But if you make yourself, like, mark it on a calendar, make it I'm going to try, on, Tuesday night from 8 to 9 or Tuesday night from 6 to 7, whatever it is, I am going to work. And that really does make all the difference. And Deb's been in this a very long time. Emily, you've been a year now. It's the same. It's the same thing. Nothing has ever changed from you have to work it. And you have to really make yourself work it, because if you just think you're going to get to it, typically you don't. I talked with Kathy Cantrell for a long time today, and we're both like, we know what we need to do, but sometimes you will find anything in the world to do besides getting on the phone. And that hasn't changed whether we're doing live or virtual shows. When we all did only live shows, we had to get on the phone and you had to call people. And now it's not necessarily verbally on the phone, but it's texting. We still have to do it. So, okay, that was the That was the preaching for the night. And thanks, Emily Edens, for sharing those words with us, that just anyone and everyone. Back to her part about the messaging. Deb, Emily, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you're your business page, somehow the way that is set up, if you look at all the comments people make underneath, and I'm just sharing this, if you guys know, sorry, I'm saying it again, but for anybody who's listening to the call, underneath it, I believe there is what? Like, reply, and then message. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
And if you click message on someone's comment, it's once they have commented is when you can do this. If you click message, it goes straight to Messenger and opens up, and it's in their Messenger then, and you can send a message to them rather than just commenting on their comment or replying to their comment. So it's it doesn't show up in the show, then it goes directly to them personally. And I've done that, and some have ignored, but I've also done that, and it does seem a more direct route. They seem to see it or something, because I have gotten more responses when I've done it. So,
Yeah, when they aren't friends with you, they don't always see the message right away. But I think it may work different from the business page, and I just started using a business page like a month and a half ago, so I'll see if it comes out differently. But sometimes I get those too. People have messaged me that aren't my friends, and I find the message like weeks later. It's buried.
One time when I was and they were asking to order something. Hey, I need to order. I didn't even know there was that section of my messages.
Yeah, you have to look for it.
Yeah. You just go into Messenger and message someone and you're not friends. You're right. It kind of goes into this abyss. But I don't know for sure, because I don't understand Facebook enough, but it seems that if you're in a show that you have set up through your business page and you do that message within the comments, somehow they see that more readily than they do others. I really don't know if I can guarantee that. It seems to be the case because so many people do themselves that way.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
So, and if anybody listening to the recording has no idea what we're talking about, call them. So, all right, the next thing, I want to share this partly because I want to make sure I can do it as well, but I want to share our vision boards, and let's see. Okay, our overall, yeah, let me see. Can you see my screen now?
I see a really wild background.
Really
there we go.
Sunburst, yeah. Okay, so this is, I did that pretty fast. Are you guys pretty impressed? For me,
I'm
very impressed.
I know, I didn't really okay, so this is our entire organization based on teams. So we are the Abbott team. That's what everybody who's on this call, not that some people from the rest of this team might not sometimes be on our call with us, because we all kind of are part of the same team. We, easily can share back and forth. If you can't make a Monday, Kathy Cantrell, that's her team here. She does them on Tuesdays. Right now we're looking at, this is our team. This is Emily's team. She's a director directly beneath me. Kathy Cantrell is a director directly beneath me, meaning that they signed with me. Now they have their own teams. And then this is Kathy's team. Look at this, how huge it is getting. I'm so excited for her. She has Cindy Bransford, Tammy Hunter, Jessica Gilbert, and Mary Claire Donaldson. They're all 4 directors on her team. Now Cindy has a director on her team, Sharon Palicki. Tammy has a director on her team, Kim Jones, and Mary Claire has Sarah, and I know I say her name wrong. She'll probably never know I did it, but I think it's Lucy. It looks like Lucy, but I think it's Lucy. But anyway, that's the structure. So I kind of have these 2 empty trees over here, because that would be if someone else in our team promotes. And Kathy is similar to this. And if you were on the call the last time, 2 weeks ago, instead of trees, hers are stadiums. I'm so jealous. That is so cool, because I love football, and stadiums is a really good one. But back when I was trying to decide mine, if you remember, I had my big old boards, and I was in preschool when I was trying to make it up, and I'm like, oh, I can do trees, because I have brown construction paper and I have green construction paper. So I had the tree idea, but it really fits well too, and I like the tree, and we're staying with it. It's kind of like we're growing a forest. And sometimes the leaves on trees, they blossom, but then they fall off, because people do come and go in the business. Sometimes they stay, they take from their own tree. So it has a good it's a good metaphor for how our organization can grow. And then I decided when I was picking the background, because this was very new to me, I want you guys all, if you're interested, write down Canva, C-A-N-V-A. I went in it and I figured this out by myself, how to make all this happen. Kathy showed me a couple things one time, and if I can do this, you all can do this. So I made this graphic all by myself. I was so proud of myself. And you get to pick a background. Some are free and some say premium under them. If they say premium, then when you go to print it, it makes you pay. And I didn't realize that until I made up one with a different background, and then I had to start over because I didn't know how to change it. Anyway, but long story, I chose palm trees because of the free ones that were there. I like that. I'm like, if I'm going to have a forest, it might as well be on a beach, right? So that's our organization. And then, let's see, how do I get that off of there? Okay. Actually, I'm going to have to do stop share. We're back to there. I'm going to have to do share again and see if it's going to be the same. This would be our team right here. So I hope this makes sense. And if there's anything I can do to clarify it, let me know. So this is a lot for like Deb, Emily. I know you know this because you guys have been there, lived it. But people who are new to the company, basically Sandy here has kind of started her own tree. She's a senior consultant. She has Elizabeth who is signed with her. Elizabeth's kind of on there twice because Elizabeth also has her own tree. She's a team leader because she has 2 people on her team. Lori here has 4 people, so she's actually close to the director level with having 5 people. Amy, team leader, she has Megan and Tisha. Deb has Melissa, and Deb's technically not a part of our organization, but we just assume she is. Deb, I went ahead and put you on here. So Deb is also a senior consultant and has Melissa. Deb's hospitality. Because her director does not live close, and of course back in the day that meant something. Now everything's virtual anyway, but Deb's still part of our team. And then we have Kate, senior consultant, who has him. So this would be the solar team. So this is the solar team. So Emily has Jamie and Nikki and Lynette. And then Valerie is also on Emily's team, but Valerie has already started her own because she has 3 people. So she's a team leader. You stay team leader, that's 2 people at least. And up until you get your 5 and become a director, you Tanya, Summer, and Cora. Summer, if you're watching, sorry. I don't know if I can get that R back up there, but trust me, it was hard enough. I looked at that and went, oh, darn. So I could probably fix that. I'll have to figure it out how. And this little blob over here, I don't know what that is. That's like a caterpillar or something. Anyway, and Hannah is a senior consultant. So that's kind of a rundown of that, and I just wanted to make sure everybody kind of knew where all that came from. Let's see, I wanted to, sorry. I just wanted to do a quick mention of Dash. Have you guys been working with Dash much?
I've done a little with it.
Okay,
I did a little at the beginning. I haven't lately.
I know. I got into it and I kind of played with a little, did a couple of the little trainings, which are really nice because they're what, 1 to 3, 4, 5,
yeah, super fast.
So, but I would encourage you to go in and just give yourself, 5-10 minutes each day to do one a day, maybe 2 a day. I do know that thinking somewhere in there is the enrichables. Does anybody see it? Because that is going to be starting
At the bottom.
First, down at the bottom. Okay, yeah. So I would definitely go on and take the training for the enrichables. That one doesn't say how long that one is. That's kind of interesting, doesn't it? Don't they usually say how long they are? Makes me a little worried that this one doesn't, but I haven't done it yet because those of us who went to conference, we got to have a whole session of training on it. But for those of you listening to the call, I really highly recommend it. I plan to go back to it. I know Deb and Emily, you probably will too. But those subscriptions, we can start selling these beginning October 1st. And it's subscriptions, which means you can have repeat business. If people like them, enjoy them, they can sign up for a subscription and you get the override from it. So it's huge. I really envision that there will be people who jump onto this and they may do most of their business just selling injectables. And they are supplements to add to your meals, not to replace. So in other words, you're making a soup, you put in the pea enrichable, the pea powder, so that it gives you the vegetables that you need for the day without having to eat 4 cups of vegetable. Is it 4 cups of vegetables? It's some crazy amount. 4 cups of fruits and vegetables is the daily recommended amount, and if you put all that on a plate at once, it's a lot of vegetables. So, and then the other enrichable, help me out, is the kale and chicory roots. Did I get that right? Is that what it is? But it's some kind of kale and fiber, and it's some kind of a root that's in the fiber. Is that right?
I think so.
Look back over it, but that's also a supplement to put into your diet so that you get the fiber type part of your diet taken care of if you're not getting it otherwise. So, and it's powdered, a powdered product in packets. And I think 1 packet is 4 servings. So
it didn't really say. I used one the other day and it just said add it to your recipe. I'm like, well, yeah, but
oh, okay.
I make a lot of different size of dishes.
Yeah, true. And I know people have said, like the one gal said she went to Chick-fil-A and just dumped a little bit of powder in her kids' dipping sauce. And that way they ate their vegetables as they dipped their nuggets in the dipping sauce. So you definitely don't have to use a whole packet at a time. And, you know, the thought is some vegetables is better than none. So even if you just use a half a packet and it's spread out among your whole family, so, okay. Any questions so far? I'm here.
I don't think so.
All right. Okay, let me pull up. Let's get rid of this. Bear with me. I should have stayed on there. Okay, hold on. Facebook. So I just wanted to point out for everyone on here, if you go to our team page, which is called Abbott P Chef Team, and I hope I have everybody in there that is on Facebook. That's not what I meant to do. If you go over here to the search this group over on the far left, and you type in meeting dates and hit search, and I pray I'm not going to be a liar for this. Yeah, that post will come up. So it's a green looking, again, a Canva thing that I came up with. If you go to that, hold on. You have to click on the actual, I clicked on the, let me back to Abbott Team. I clicked on that, and that just the same page again. But if you actually just click on the see more or click on it, then it will bring this up. That's where up through the end of the year, all of our Zoom call dates are, the recipe times, which we are going to talk about that in a moment, and then the link to get into the Zoom calls. I will try to remember to just take that link and pop it up so it comes to the top of the group each time. So on a Monday, if you're looking for it and you go into the team, it hopefully will be at the top. But in case I forget, just type in #meeting dates and it will take you there. Then if you type in #recognition, I'm just becoming so savvy with my skills here, but okay, obviously I'm not because I spelled recognition wrong. Okay. So that's not really tech savvy, that's just being able to. So if you type in recognition, it will bring up the video that I did back on September 4th, I guess, that told about all the new recognition. Emily and I kind of talked through some things that we wanted to do. And that's where I have it in words to go over with you. And my next goal, but we were leaving on vacation like a couple days later, so I haven't had time to do it yet. My next goal is to do another Canva square or whatever that has all of that in writing so that you can see. What we are going to do, we're still going to do the green by 15. when you're green by 15, and this time I've got 3 that I have ready to mail. Emily Edens, Amy Harper, Mary Quigley, and Emily, you have Tanya in your group, is that right?
Yes.
By 15, you will
Yep.
get a postcard from us. And you take those postcards, hold on to them. When you have 3 of them, send us a pic, and then we'll send you a $10 gift card. So we really want to reward being green by 15 because it really takes the stress off your life. You're already set. You're not going at the end of the month going, oh no, I got to get a show. So anyway, we try to reward what we want to see happen. And we felt like with the other green by 15, we did a drawing, but that just meant one person each month won, and it could be the same person every month. So this way, if you are being green by 15, you'll be rewarded for it. So after 3 times of doing it, then you'll get a gift card. So everybody has a chance to participate and win in that. We are also going to do a $5 drawing on the call that we have each month. So if you're on the call, your name goes in the drawing. Emily and I will not be entered into the drawing. So guess what, Deb?
Yay!
This time. So anyway, so we're going to do that. We are also going to have a recruiting pot each month. So when we have, if anyone recruits, Emily or I will be putting $5 into a pot, and at the end of the month, we will draw from the people who recruited, and then you get the pot. So that'll be a way just to encourage bringing people in. And remember, when you bring them in, you don't have to know all the answers. You just have to get them involved, and then we all help each other. So if it's help, if they want to do live shows, I can help with that. Virtual shows, Deb can help with live shows too. Virtual shows. A lot of times in the past, I've sent people to Emily for that. I'm getting a little better, so I can help with some parts of it too. But we basically all just kind of jump in together, just jump in feet first to figure it out and learn tips and stuff as we go along. So, Emily, did I forget anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So let me get back to our main screen here. Stop share. Okay, there we are. All right, so on my list, I've got a few other things. Do you guys have anything you guys want to bring up? Deb, Emily. Okay.
Not right now.
All right, we all know what we need to do, right? And those of you who are listening, I mean, you really do just have to sit down and give yourself, and you feel so much better when it's done. Kathy and I talked today, and I was hanging up. Go make 5 contacts. Just do it right now. You'll feel better. Do it. Don't do anything else until you make the 5 contacts. She's like, all right, I will. Because you do. You feel better when it's done. It's just the longer you put it off, the harder it is to sit down and do it.
The other thing I'm going to do this month, either the end of this month or the beginning of next month, is do an open house for the show off the new products.
Right. If anyone wants ideas and suggestions, I thought maybe Kalina might be on here, but she is going to do one at the end of this month. She and I have talked a couple times just over, different thoughts and things that you can do. There's so many. You can do a mystery host. You can do 4 prizes. You can do tickets for if they book. I mean, there are so many options. House, and that's a little bit of a startup ideas. Let us know. So, good idea. And I always have that in the back of my mind. If a month isn't going the way I want it to, I will have either an open house, or sometimes I call it an open house. I have been shocked at how many of those have gone over really well. When I do my workshops, I always say, if you need more sales this month, it's a great idea, Deb, because there's still plenty of time to plan it. I have typically planned them on a Sunday or Monday, started inviting people by Tuesday, and had it on Thursday. People don't need much notice. They either are going to be able to come or they aren't. Or they're not.
I mean, if I do it this month, it'll be next week. Yeah. Because then you still have time to book some September parties, because that's such a good host.
And when I have the workshops, I even say, no obligation to buy. Come learn. And if you see something great, if you don't, I don't want that to keep you from coming. And one time I did rock crocks, and I went and borrowed a rock crock, and we made 3 recipes just in the rock crock. And I said, hey, if you have one, or you thought about getting one, but you didn't know what to do with it, let me know. And everybody just stands around and cooks together. And every time I've gotten some sales, whether I thought of it or not, almost every time. I think one time I had a small show, and I literally put it together in 2 days. Grocery and I think recipes were cheap and easy, so that it shows the stuff that I. And then my thought was, if nobody showed up, then we have.
If nobody shows up, just do some live videos of you doing your thing and post them.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for thinking of that, because I would never remember that if you hadn't said that. So. All right. Okay, I mentioned Canva. If you have questions about that, let me know. But if you're doing virtual shows, Canva is a pretty cool way to make up your own posts. Have it look better than just a weird, plain old bunch of words kind of thing. Even just to put a pretty background. Although on Facebook, you can put a little background, the ones they give you. But Canva helps you put some words in it, turn them a little bit, or make them bigger, smaller, whereas Facebook, I think will tell you. Okay, couple more last things. Recipe time this Saturday. Emily, you're not in town, are you?
I'm not, sorry.
However, Emily is moving to Columbus in a month. So
yeah,
might be able to come down sometimes. So
yes, I hope so.
So Emily Edens asked if we were still meeting. Deb, are you available Saturday?
Yes.
And are we able to have it at your place?
Yes, you should be able to if you want to.
If that probably will work better. Just our sidewalks and everything are still under construction, and so.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were last month too. Notice I'm leaving it at that. But anyway, if anybody can come, please let us know right away so we can plan for that. And I'll double check with Emily to see if she's coming. And when you do, let me know what you want to bring. And what we do is we just stand around and cook together and watch each other. You bring the tools and the ingredients for your recipe. It doesn't put Deb out trying to find all her stuff. And then you put it all back in a bag and you leave when you go. But we all share the recipes together and get to see, oh, that's a good one to do at a show. Oh, that would be a great demo online to just make the final fun time. And then we always end up publishing a lot of other stuff in our too. So if you can make it, Deb, is 9:30 too early?
If I don't have to leave the house, I can be ready by 9:30.
Okay. The only reason I'm asking, my niece is on the homecoming court at her college, which is also my alma mater, and she asked if we could come, and I was like, oh, let me see if we can fit all that in. So I'm thinking, if you don't mind starting at 9:30.
No, that's fine.
Probably be done by 11:30, and then I can make it for her thing, and so a little bit crazy. So
okay,
9:30. If you're listening to this, let us know if you can come. If you live locally, Deb is in the Milford area, so
correct.
If you can come, and we'll get you the address, and we will all cook together. All right. October 6th will be our next Zoom call, and that's 3 weeks from today. There's an extra Monday in there, September 3rd on a Monday. So I may just pop on and do a video somewhere in between now and then. Just 3 weeks, is a long time to go without touching base and having a little bit of, so watch for that. I may even do just like a little booking blitz or, something like that, just to keep us on track and make sure we're all still working our businesses and getting in the month ahead.
I think that's actually the 7th, right?
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a Monday, whatever the Monday is.
Yeah, October the 7th.
Thank you very much. So glad you're on here. October 7th, the first Monday of the month. Yes, thank you very much, Emily.
Yep.
Everybody be on Sunday night, and I'd be like, what? So, virtual parties. If you need the template, most everybody, I think, that does Post My Party has gotten with me, and I think I got the template out, but if you need it and you don't have it yet, let me know. I did a new fall template. Just a brief rundown. If you need help with shows and posting, like manually, Emily is your go-to as far as she's done it a lot, and she has a lot of expertise in how to make that fast. Emily Edens is also doing hers manually at this time and having great success with it too. And I know you have a system, Emily, so I won't go into it, but it's very similar to Post My Party. you kind of sort of have a template, but it's just your own by copying a party over again into another party, right?
Yep, just a lot of copying and pasting.
So, which me being challenged by that, what she does in about 5 minutes would take me probably 10 to 15. And that's why I let Post My Party do it. But if you're using Post My Party, I have the template. And what I did was back in March, I used the one that Becky, as she sent out, her and Love Carpenter made up that whole pilot program. And that's where we got those words, be a tester kind of thing, which worked so well. And I mean, I just had huge success. That's why I jumped into the virtuals. It's great if you do 4 at a time. So when someone new starts, we highly recommend just be insane for about a week and do 4 at a time just to get going, and then kind of figure out where your comfort zone is. But the template then was, I just followed it. There were parts that I'm like, I don't think that post is quite me. So I kind of picked and chose and made up my own template through the summer. My summer shows, the sales were down, not a lot. So I went ahead in the new template that I made for the fall. March, April, May, I used Becky's. July, August, it was my own. Emily, you're making noise, but that's okay. That's okay. So, but anyway, I just, as long as you guys can still hear me. I want you guys to think on this. March, April, May, much bigger, not much bigger, but bigger, a little bit bigger shows. Then I did my own template in June, July, August. My show average went down a little bit. But I shortened the number of posts in my show because I thought, oh man, that's a lot of posts. I don't know if people want to see all those posts. So I shortened them and I put in, instead of like 9 or 10 a day, I put in like 6 a day. So I didn't shorten it by a huge amount. The fall template, I went back up to 9 a day. And I'm going to see if that makes a difference. Part of me thinks it might, not because people participate more because they like the post more, but because there are more posts, it is seen more. So I don't know. I don't know how Facebook works, but I'm thinking if there are 9 of them, they might possibly reply on 1 or 2. When there were 6 of them, they might only reply on 1, and the less replying and commenting that happens, the lesser the show is seen. So these are just thoughts I'm throwing out there with the template. So now fall is a better selling season, so I may have higher sales, and it could totally be because it's fall, not because of the template. But those are just some things to think about if you're working on your templates, if you're deciding what you're posting. Emily, about how many do you do a day, would you say?
I've increased it. I used to only do like 3 or 4 when I first started, but after watching the pilot, I probably do about 6 or 7, kind of what you said you're doing.
Okay. And more games, right?
Yes, definitely add more games. Like, what's your favorite? Anything like that. People love that stuff.
Guess guess how many of whatever is inside this product.
Yep.
Jelly beans or whatever. So, yeah. But anyway, if anybody has suggestions on that, let me know. But those are just some ideas that I'm thinking. Becky and Love researched a lot, and that's the template they came up with, and so many people have had success with it. There has to be something to that. So just a thought. Another last thing, Becky, if you haven't watched it, please go. And I did post it in our group, right?
Yeah.
It was words, right? That I posted that Becky, she did a video in our leader group, but she is asking us to only share within our own team. And really to make it easier, because you're never quite sure if someone's on our team or not, because somebody else could, have seen your template because they went to a party that, their friend had, but they just kind of joined in because, hey, I want to see how things are going. She asked that we only share if you bring someone in, share with your person you bring in, not necessarily share laterally, share down. And this is a tough one for me to swallow, because since the 27 years I've been in Pampered Chef, it has been about, if you have an idea, share it. So this is like, wait a minute, we're not going to share, but we're still going to share the ideas, and we can tell people about our template. Oh, and here's what we do. But she doesn't want us to share the template with those pictures because of what's been happening with Facebook. Because if you share it exactly with the same picture, the same words, and 5 or 6, 700, 800 people are all sharing that same thing, Facebook will see it as spam and they'll shut it down. So that's the reasoning behind it. And I think just innocently someone shared the whole entire document and everything, the whole entire program with someone in another group. Then they started sharing it in their group. It just, you know, all these posts started coming up. And there has been an increase in people who are sharing in the week. And it could be related to that. We don't know. So if you're not sure about sharing, if someone asks you to share, call me first and say, hey, you know, do you know this person? And they asked me to share with them. Because we definitely want to share our ideas, but we just don't want to share so that it ruins it for everybody, I guess is what it amounts to. Does it make sense, you guys that are on here? Okay. So it was just like, oh my gosh, this goes against the grain of Pepperidge Stuff. We always share everything, but I get what she's talking about, and we just have to live by. It's like they said, it's a sandbox. It's Facebook's sandbox. We have to play by their rules when we're playing in their sandbox. So, okay, I think that's it. And how'd I do on time? 8:02. Okay, 45 minutes. We're good. 47. So probably 45 because it took me forever.
We started late. Yeah.
I know. I pulled up my computer, Emily. I don't know. I was talking to Deb. I don't think you were on, and everything updated while I was gone. And so all of it gone away, and like everything I had kind of ready. I was like, no. So, anyway. All right. So if you're listening to the recording, you have questions, let us know. Deb, I will have that gift card to you. I may do it like I did the end of the month. So in case you have something else coming, whatever. So you know you'll.
Or if we get together Saturday.
If I have one with me, yes. Or I might just hand you $5.
Yeah, I'm not in a hurry. It's fine.
So, all right. Well, Abbott team, whoever is listening to this, make your phone calls. You know, if your month isn't looking the way you want, it can be solved very quickly and easily, but you just got to take about a half an hour to an hour of time and sit down and really work it, and you will get the results. And if you don't, then call one of us. We'll definitely help you with some words to say as well. So, all right. Good job. Is anybody, you guys have anything else?
Nope. Hopefully I'll see some of you on Saturday.
I know. Yeah. And I can't just, yeah, we got to talk about what we're making. Emily, one of these times we're going to have you at that meeting.
I know, pretty soon.
So, all righty, I will end the meeting now. And thanks you guys for taking the time to be on.
Okay.
Watch Dancing with Stars if you don't have anything else to do tonight. So excited.
Okay.
Favorite show. Wow. Okay. Anyway. Talk to you later.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Bye.